Is my voice working now? Have I been talking on mute this whole time? And no one's watching. This is roughly a test of my equipment anyways, just to kind of see how everything runs together. This one's odd. So many unicorns that we must fit in one spot. I think it was trying to render a couple of unicorns in one spot together. Now, of course, you can actually do these simultaneously, so we could be running more. It's just harder to kind of keep up with everything when... Okay, we're got a couple of remasters going here. So this is going to be... And this is what a lot of people who are on Midjourney do, are just doing, trying to come up with different prompts and sitting and waiting for rendering. Of course there's, ooh, that one's coming up really nice. All right. Interesting. But not interesting enough. Now this one is much better. Compositionally, I think it's a little bit cleaner. We could probably crop in the top, because this bottom part's a hot mess. So many legs. This one, I think I have the word unicorn punk. Maybe what's going on. I'm too punk. This guy here in the middle is really pretty. Wow. I mean, other than like this horn on his nose, these are much better renderings of horses just in general. I think I'm going to change my prompt. So you create a prompt by backslash. I'll do that again. It's a little slow, but and then you actually have a list here. So the imagine is first, and if you just backslash and hit enter, automatically gets you there, or it gets you nowhere. So let's change some things. Let's get rid of unicorn punk. Octane rendered the other renders. And let's see here. Let's take out the artist and kind of see what difference that makes as well. You can just get a basic. I mean, there is a Baroque on there, so that is stylistic. I like the 16:9 aspect ratio for larger depth of field pictures for landscapes. Just a preference. I think that's the aspect ratio of like most movies. I think. I could be wrong. Now, you don't actually have to go and look for like a whole list of artists because they already exist. There is a spreadsheet that's available in the Midjourney community, and this actually consists of a lot of just various artists. There's actually a lot down here at the bottom, so there's like lighting and looks, so like standard 35 mil 8K versus absurdist. So there's lots of different lightings you could do, artists. There are game styles you could add, photographers, Ansel Adams, for instance, if you like the black and white landscape. There are tons of punk aesthetics, and then of course software resources, 3D modeling. So like when people are using Octane Render, that's an actual like rendering device, and they're not actually using that technology. They're just following the art map style for any images that actually has that word associated to it. So and it's really, really nice to be able to go and kind of build your lists. And I will sometimes build them in Grammarly so that I have my grammars correct. And then you just kind of fill it in with the artist, and we can actually change the artist. So let's kind of just do a random James C. Christensen. Let's see what your unicorns will look like. Gonna cut and paste. To-do. And so there's not much stylistically different, it looks like, between these and the Emoto and the Kim Kiever ones. I do like this mountain back there. Let's see what these two look like under remaster. And of course, Midjourney does not actually care about spelling. It does not care about grammar. It does not care about punctuation. It does prefer 2 dashes whenever you're putting in the aspect ratio. It looks like a whole dash here, but it's 2 dashes. It doesn't like a 1 dash. That doesn't mean anything, but you can do a plus sign. I think you can do a minus sign for like no of something. I actually need to check on that, but there's also dash dash tile, so you can actually make something that ends and begins in a pattern that is repetitious. And we're actually getting some images coming up. And these are, okay, so this is the James C. Christensen ones. And very interesting perspective, larger than life unicorns. Kind of look bigger than the trees here, and bigger. So, and of course this one actually looks signed. You will get a few signatures. Of course those are easy to fix in post with a little blurring, but let's make a few of these bigger and see how they fix with the remaster. Now, a lot of times I'm not using the light upscale redo or the beta upscale redo. I will tend to do those later on down the line if I'm getting to a level of a picture that just needs some softness or some, it's not really more detail. It kind of softens the image a little bit and makes it less noisy. we go. I remembered to post it on Facebook. You can actually do that. I'm just having fun sharing and working on my technology skills, which are slightly above my nunchuck skills and high above my tiger wrangling skills. So we're just going to put a bunch of these into the remaster and kind of see where we are going here. Of course, there are other render engines if we don't like the Octane. Cycle Render is the one used by Blender, which is a competitor to Adobe Illustrator. In Adobe Illustrator, you can actually get Stable Diffusion as a link inside that. So that's another. So this one actually came out really good. There's some clouds in the background, but and a horn. This is much better. So we actually have the feed. The feed. So we're getting there, but this is much better. This is much better. And actually run a variation and see if those feet will clean up. Ooh. This is a unicorn with some gilding on it and some interesting legwork. See if we can get some variations. That one's not compositionally as nice as the other ones, but I like it when they render with the proper feet. 80%. Come on. Oh, it did it. Oh, it did it. Oh, look. Oh. So other than having like a unicorn in the eyeball, which again, we can surgically remove in Illustrator, that is really awesome. That is much better. This leg is a little bit long, but kind of comes in front of it, the other back one, but oh, that is so much better. And we got another one with this gilding on it. Looking at you kind of weird. This one has a great face. If the legs are not perfect, but looks like someone's got these legs on the back of this image. Let's see if we can get some more out of that. But these are much better. It's always good when the tail is coming out of the tail and there are no human fallacies that are randomly appearing as horns, which has happened in a few instances. Trying to get photorealistic ballerinas is another issue. Trying to get anything that's a photorealistic ballerina of someone other than a white ballerina is another issue. At least I'm not having an issue with like different colors. Oh, that's looking much better. Sorry if I'm streaming through too much of these. Ooh, that is interesting. We are getting into the opalescence, iridescence. Now, my purpose in some of these unicorns is to actually turn them into tarot cards, but with a different formatting than classic tarot. So having a diversity of fields and positions, and they're going to be made smaller, so some of the imperfections are not a big deal. It really kind of depends on what they're going to be used in. This one is gorgeous. That one is just amazing. I may not be able to get a unicorn riding at a desk, but doing anamorphic behaviors, but this is not as bad. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. We have no music in the background. Let's see if we can pick another style here. I am a big fan of Dulac. Let's see if I think it's Edmund. Ooh. Edouard Bisson. Edmond Dulac. Both of these just look really, really gnarly. Okay. I want Bisson. It could be Bison. I could just be perpetuating the stereotype of elitism. Fix my spelling error. So this is now a new 4 picture rendering just because we've changed the artist to Bisson. Edouard. I failed French like a number of times. Actually, French is a language that I thought was so beautiful, and my French teacher was like, no, it's Italian. So, there you go. French people love Italian because of one interaction. That is the bias. Now, I'm not still getting any, because the rendering's coming in. I think there's some other things that are influencing this art piece because these are still kind of looking like the other ones. So I think we need to kind of change some of our styles here. Though I'm really curious what this pink thing here is in the background. So let's do this one again, but we're going to change some stuff. And it is really helpful if I get the whole line. So let's get rid of all of that. Let's do forest background. And we will switch over to a cycle render. We still want the photorealism. Let's get rid of Baroque. We are now funded. Bad joke. Bad art joke, sorry. And we actually have one picture that is finishing rendering. I feel like I need my eye spectacles on. I'll see. We just, I don't have any filler music in the background other than the neighbors still mowing the yard. Though I'm grateful, I have neighbors that mow their yard. So. And so we can kind of see this one's a little long in the body. Looks like a unicorn taffy pulled right there in the middle. It actually kind of looks like it's more in motion, but it's still anatomically not awesome. Ah, here's our new prompt. These are kind of potentially phenomenal. This one right here, number 2. Let's go ahead and get that one bigger. And we're just gonna do all of them because I'm kind of just curious where this whole set is going. And sometimes you don't know until you remaster. They all just look like ghosts. It's a deconstruction. It's actually just a really cool, like the spirit of the unicorn. %63%. All right, so we should start getting some finished pieces here at the bottom. Okay, here we go. And I know some of you might be looking at this wondering, what is going on here? That's the general question, and we really don't know. I can show you. Let's do a beta upscale, and you'll see this in the description. It'll actually say up beta. So it's gonna do the up beta, and while it's doing that, let's go ahead and pull a remaster on it. And then I'll remaster the beta, and then you can kind of see this very light difference. It will endwise change the composition of the remaster because the remaster is going to be based on the new image. But whether or not you want to go that many clicks into the rabbit hole to find an image is really up to time and money. So you can tell that, so this is the beta. You can just tell by looking at it. So it's just kind of smoother. I actually really like the colors on this. Like, it's not like a great unicorn picture, but the way that the colors do their work, it's kind of cool. The remaster and the legs. Well, considering that this was just the first run, I wouldn't assume to be able to get anything anatomically perfect the first time going through. So these are really compositionally not bad. Okay, so this one's oh, this little bit of fluff here is turning into some hair. I actually like it not remastered, the background at least. Yeah, I don't like this background. Let's see what these green ones do. we're really kind of losing that kind of fairy essence of the forest. The really kind of good depth lighting. And we just may need to go deeper into the image and just get more variations. So I'm remastering this one right here. And let's go ahead and pull some variations on it. I mean, as far as horses go, that is not bad. I mean, this is definitely like a bad broken leg. But whoa, we are Stretch Armstrong. But it's also a good sign that there's really a lot of horse in that mass. Like, it doesn't necessarily look like there would be too much horse going on there, but let's go ahead and just pull variations of these other green ones. For my kicks in. I'm going to change this back to an octane render. This one's a cycle. Let's see if that's any different. This is actually not a bad one. We have larger than life. I want to see unicorns over on top of mountains. I do want to see unicorns on mountains. It's trying. And back to this octane render, and this one does really dial in that photorealism. See if I can get out of that one. 1 and 4 here are pretty anatomically interesting. This one, it's stretch. The stretchies. Remaster. Ooh. The leg out of the chest. It's always fun. Hate it when that happens. So that was okay. So this is the upscaled. It's gonna mess this up. It's good. I hope it can figure out that that is blending two unicorns. Yeah. So this is what I was expecting for two unicorns being on top of a mountaintop, and they're just kind of... Yes, that is awesome. One of the reasons why I like unicorns so much is not necessarily because they're fanciful, but in the nonprofit world and a lot of volunteering, people are called unicorns. So there's actually a... And it's mainly because they're supposed to have like a lot of diverse skills and be rare. These are actually like the front of them look awesome. This one's a little buff. Like cut this picture in half and it's two great pictures of unicorns. Ooh, it pulled these apart. Ooh. Dueling unicorns. His horn's on backwards, but that's really interesting compositionally. Can you fix yourself? Someone slips. I've done that in ice before. Oh, it is. It's working. Oh, you're getting there. Oh, it's getting there. Ooh, this one's nice. Getting some weird back leg work, but and I'm okay with the additional leg. I just don't know which ones. Just so many things. So many legs, so many horns. So this is really, as an artist, to be able to go through this many variations of something is completely cathartic. I can see why people are just sitting back and just doing this as a form of therapy, as a way of actually producing massive quantities of arts. And I could also do these in layers and just do a background of Edward Bisson or Dulac, and then put my unicorn in the scene through Illustrator. But it's a different thing to be able just to go from one machine to another and just kind of let it fix it and do what would normally just take you 10 or 15 years of experience before you'd be able to do something. Oh, look at this one. That is a frolic. That is a fun gesture. I almost want to put like this one vertically and have it dancing on a pole. That just looks like a happy unicorn. Why can't it do some dancing on a pole for exercise? Okay. We have to go back and actually do some of these up here. So I'm going to go back to my 4 set actually and looking for the original 4 variation. When you find a variation that works, you just keep clicking. That's really loud. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be all for today. This was fun. Thank you, everyone, for... Well, there was like one person who watched for a moment, so you are awesome. For everyone that watches this.